Ahoy, shipmates! It's a very special day today. Have a new ship arriving in port. That's the Queen Anne. She's just over in the Solent, as you can see. There she is, travelling at 17 knots. Heading towards Southampton. We'll keep an eye on her. We've also got, I think you'll probably see on the left, I reckon shortly, any moment now. I'll keep an eye out. And then we've got, what have we got? We've also got Ventura imports. If I can find my camera. There we go. We shall, Queen Anne will come in here. But yes, at the moment we've got Ventura. There we go. I can successfully read the name of the side of the ship. A little bit delayed, Queen Anne, actually. She was supposed to have entered port on Saturday. And it's been delayed until today, which is good for us because it's actually quite a pleasant weather day. So that's not a bad thing. I was just looking around at the weather, though, and it does look a bit... No, it's all right now. There was some rain earlier. It is, however, quite windy. Yeah, looking at gusts here at 14 knots, possibly a little bit more. It's a bit unfortunate. But we'll see how that works out, shall we? Lost my camera again. There we go, and that is the Queen Anne in the distance. We'll have Ventura and Queen Anne making a Forley pass. That'll be quite exciting. Get out of the way, Seagull. Yeah, that'd be quite exciting. We haven't seen that before with the new ship, obviously. I've not seen the new ship before. We'll lose sight of Queen Anne as she runs Bramble Bank. Oh, ahoy there, shipmate Shepherd Book. Many thanks for your kind donation, shipmate. That's very good of you. We'll get her briefly on Cow's Cam, and then she'll disappear for a bit. But also Ventura is about to depart in the moment. I have got some sound. Yeah, I've got some sound going, so if there's plenty of horns going, we can hear them later. But she is supposed to be accompanied by a flotilla of small vessels, which will be good. And I'm just having a look on Cow's Cam, because actually a little while before she's on Cow's Cam, but not long. I think we should have Paul. Is Paul with us? Are you here, Paul?
I am here. Hopefully,
you were definitely quiet there. I thought, like everything else, I thought that had broken today as well.
I was just waiting.
Yeah, I'm just whizzing through all of the things at the moment. So I've had a bit of a because Netley was off this afternoon or last night with a power cut. My local electricity company managed to sort that out. Thank heavens. I've lost my VTS radio. That's decided to go to that big electronics recycling pile in the sky, annoyingly, but not that we desperately need it, because we can pretty much see where Queen Anne is. Did you have any customers on Queen Anne departure?
I don't as yet. I nearly did, but unfortunately the itinerary wasn't quite suitable for this chap's world cruise that he was looking at. But there's still plenty of opportunities. If anyone wants to get in touch, I can get some people booked on. Cunard's not normally my target market are more kind of Royal Caribbean and things like that, but I still do all the training and things, so I'm still kind of up to date with what's on offer.
Excellent.
With Cunard.
Have you been looking at the press photographs and things?
Yes, I went to an event when they first announced her. I was lucky enough to get invited to an event in Southampton at the Harbour Hotel, and was one of a select few to go and be part of that. So that was quite a privilege to, it was when they first sort of, not long after they'd revealed her name and things like that, and that seems yonks ago now. Compared to, that's all the images of what she's going to be like, and here she is now.
Yes, I was been looking at a few pictures. I think the delay has been because they haven't quite finished working on her. She was supposed to go out for a cruise with the agents on board.
Yes.
I'm not sure which day that was. She was supposed to be going, but anyway, that's been cancelled.
Yep, unfortunately. It is a shame, but I think their first new ship in many years. They want to be getting it just right.
Yeah, I was wondering if this is the biggest. Well, actually, let me define that. Is this the highest passenger carrying Cunard ship?
That's easy for you to say. I'm not entirely
sure.
You look at the comparisons. It's the 249th ship to ever be introduced.
Yes, I saw that. So the next one will be.
That's 184 years.
Yeah, the next one will be pretty special then. Yeah, the next one will be pretty special, won't it? The 250th ship.
Yes. Yeah. But it's been a while since the last. I can't remember how many years it is. Queen Victoria. I
was just thinking that's, but she.
I mean, it's either Elizabeth or Victoria.
Look at what cams.
Rushing around setting up new technology today.
Did it arrive in time from Amazon?
It did. It was patiently waiting for me on the front doorstep where it was.
Excellent. They've got plenty of shipmates in the chat. So we've got who have we got? Ben Joyce. Or Ben Joyce is our. He's our, well, what do you call him? Our ears in the port. He works down the port and knows full of useful information. His shipmate Ben. We've got Ellie Murley, shipmate Graham. He says he's camera hopping. Yeah, I'm waiting for. I can't remember whereabouts it is when the ships are that you can see them on Cow's Cam. Getting close, I feel, to that point. A little bit more.
It's quite a good picture there, lurking in the murk.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Conditions have been terrible lately, so I think we're doing quite well. But visibility is not brilliant. Yeah, 17.5 nautical miles. It's not the best visibility. I don't know what's happening with Ventura. No, Ventura's still in port. Yeah, I can't see the lines on Ventura, so we don't know if she's being. If she's ready to single up and leave or not. I reckon Queen Anne's getting very close to Cow's Cam. Nope, not there yet. Oh, some dark clouds over the Solent again. Yeah, unfortunately, I've lost my BTS radio. I don't know what's gone on with that. It's connected to the computer, but the computer says it doesn't work. Basically, yeah, that's basically it.
Just looking at the stats, Queen Mary 2 is bigger than Queen Anne, but Queen Anne is bigger than the two sisters, Queen Victoria and Elizabeth.
When you say bigger, what do you mean?
Very similar. Tonnage, gross tonnage. So Victoria and Elizabeth are 90,000 gross tons.
Yep.
Or thereabouts, give or take.
Yep.
A few thousand gross tons. A few hundred. Queen Anne is 113,300 and Queen Mary 2 is 149,215. Probably to do with thicker hulls and things like that.
I think doesn't Queen Anne have the highest passenger capacity?
That's quite likely, because that's what they seem to be doing these days, is getting more people on board, and it makes it more efficient to run.
There's an Ocean Scene there. She's just travelling down. I heard her go leave port earlier. I think she's taking 80 people down. I imagine that's probably Cunard staff and so on, to wave down. Wave her coming in.
3,000 passengers. There we go. Maximum capacity.
And there is, on Cow's Cam, Queen Anne. I think she does look quite big, actually, doesn't she? I've not actually looked much at her before, but yeah, she definitely looks much bigger than Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth. She came all the way from Venice, which I find it amusing that she's travelled from Venice, considering that Venice is trying to stop cruise ships. They're trying to stop cruise ships, and they're making them.
A victim of their own success, Venice. I was watching something the other day on that about they're swamped with tourists. Don't be so good there.
Well, Ventura's still in port at the moment, so they are planning a Forley pass. I've turned the radio off because it's a bit staticky, so I'm not up to date. But I would imagine if Ventura doesn't get going shortly, they're not going to do a Forley pass. She's not far from rounding Bramble Bank. It's quite a pretty sky out there this evening.
Dramatic at the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lit from one side with the sun.
I was having a look at some of the press photos earlier. Some of the suites do look very luxurious.
Yes, they still operate quite a class-based tradition, should we say? They have the suites sort of classes, and there's certain restaurants you can and can't go into, and things like that. So Cunard are very traditional in that respect. If you're in the most expensive, you don't have to mix with the ruffians. Stowage.
There we go. Sorry, I think there were some horns there from Ventura, so she must be about to depart. There we go. I think that's we'll get a better view of Queen Anne when she comes around up Southampton Water. I believe there's a water salute followed by a flotilla of small craft, although I don't know how many there'll be. When she was due to come in on Saturday, I think there would have been quite a collection of them, but not possibly during the week. Especially now, it's quite early. So let's have a look. I think, Ventura is on the move. Oh, so maybe they will get their Forley passing. I don't suppose. I probably should illustrate what I'm talking about, because people don't know. Let's have a look at my thing. Is it working? Yes. Well, I've had to reinstall so many things. Right. So we've just seen Queen Anne here on Cow's Cam, and then she'll be travelling up into the port of Southampton here. This is where Ventura is at the moment. And this is Forley Refinery, where all those oil tankers are. And this is the deep, this is called Forley Deep here. And this is the deepest part of Southampton Water. Although it looks quite wide, the actual channel is quite narrow, but the navigation channel for large ships here is the widest point. And if two large ships want to pass, that is the only place they can pass from here, from Port of Southampton, all the way round Bramble Bank until out here. So that's the only place they can pass. Otherwise they have to wait. They have to be careful and wait. So let's go back to the other one. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Lots of people out on the deck of Ventura. I mean, they're going to have a fantastic view, aren't they? When here it is.
It's one way to get a good view, isn't it?
But accidentally, because obviously they wouldn't have known.
Yes. Imagine they might have been given a tip-off by the crew on board, mightn't they?
Yes, they might well have done. Also, some of the shipmates says, "Can I show how busy Mayflower Park is?" Yes, let me. You are challenging me now. Let's see, which camera do I need? I need this camera, I think. Well, I'm sort of discovering that I have more cameras than I know what to do with, really, so it's becoming a bit of an issue. Right, someone wanted to see Mayflower Park. I'll give you a quick view of Mayflower Park. It is not many people there. The Ice Cream Man's there, and the Circus Extreme is there. That's what all those flashing lights are, and there's a big tent. But yeah, not very busy at the moment, but also there's not a lot of parking there. So if you are going to Mayflower Park, you might be out of luck, because they've cordoned off quite a lot of it for the Circus Extreme. That Ventura is now reversing back out. Let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. There we go. Oh, right. Yes, it has taken me quite a while to get things working. Perfect. Yep.
Got there in the end.
Got there in the
end, though.
Indeed.
It's a process.
I still think we're on for a fully pass. We'll get a bit of a size comparison against Ventura and the other one. Cunard.
I am the other one. I imagine there'll be an obscene amount.
Yes, I've got I've got a microphone set up on another camera, which I did turn on. So I don't know if anyone heard those ship horns earlier, but I think it was working. So it's another camera. It's another camera that got basically just set up so I could use it as a microphone. It's a bit excessive, I know, but it does work. That one. Right, well, I'm all with a state because we're rushing around down to Netley earlier because my server, since the power cut down at Netley, it's killed my server down there, so I had to rush down to Netley to pick up the IP address and things like that. Oh, dearie me. And then my VTS radio's broken, and then my motorcycle ran out of petrol. And
oh, no. Oh, crikey. What goes on behind the scenes, eh? That nobody.
Yeah, it's a bit like what's the expression? It's a bit like a swan, isn't it? You know, it's all serene on top, yeah. But going like the clappers underneath. Yeah. So yeah, getting myself together. Yeah, unfortunately, I had to reinstall my computer that I do the broadcasting from a while ago, last week, because it was something wrong with the networking, which is slightly annoying. And there's just all these little things which I haven't thought about. These drivers and software bits and pieces.
Then when you go to use it and it's not there.
Well, yes, exactly. Yeah, you don't think about it, and I go and do something like, oh, yes, I'd forgotten about that bit of software. And then you go, where did I get that from? Then, and then I've got to go and find it. And yeah, it looks like a bit like some rain out there. Is it raining? I don't know. Cunard's off on Friday for her maiden voyage. I think it's currently a 9:15 departure. So there is some debate as to whether or not there'll be a firework display. I'm thinking there might be. Typically there is for ship maiden voyages, and in my experience, they are even more impressive than the fireworks on November the 5th. I forgot which day it was. I was going to say Halloween, but you don't do fireworks on Halloween, do you? Yeah, normally they've very impressive fireworks. I was hoping that they'll be launched somewhere I can see from. It's a bit windy, unfortunately, wobbling the camera around. Oh, there, Leslie Pike, glass engraver. Oh, I've just become a member. Many thanks for becoming a member. She is a leading hand. I should probably get some glass engraved, shouldn't I, with the captain on it. Captain's rum.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any excuse.
Yeah, captain's rum mug. Quite a few shipmates out on their balconies. I think we're in for a treat here. I'm just keeping an eye on Queen Anne. She's rounding Bramblebank. Looks like she's got... she's got law enforcement at the front and law enforcement at the rear. So she's being escorted by the 2 harbour patrol vessels. Oh, hi there, shipmate Ben Miller. Many thanks for subscribing, shipmate. I wonder if maybe I should take this opportunity and check itching cam as well. Yep, there we go. We can see on itching cam. What can we see on Netley? Can't see Queen Anne yet on Netley, I don't think. Nope. Oh, with our shipmate Sarah Louise. Welcome aboard. What's the size comparison between Ventura and Queen Anne then? I imagine they're not too dissimilar.
Typing.
It's like, you're like my own personal Alexa.
Yes. Come along, find out.
Paul, Paul, turn the lights on.
Yes, for goodness sake, don't say one of those wake-up words, because you'll have many viewers that are upset. Start controlling people's houses.
Yep, so the Queen Anne, she's still not quite on Netley cam, because she's rounding Bramblebank. Let's have a quick look. No, not yet, but we'll get a good view. We'll see the 2 ships coming together. The Ventura and Queen Anne will pass. They'll pass by Fawley. Unfortunately, I'm missing cruise cam. Cruise cam would have been my favourite option here. But I think we're going to have a water salute. Tug Craig Lee, I heard, was heading down that way. I think Craig Lee will provide the water salute. Now, that was the original plan, that the water salute was going to be provided as the ship comes up Southampton water. Oh, hi there, shipmate TriStar Darren. Welcome aboard, shipmate.
Similar size is
that would have
the verdict. 3,200 passengers on Ventura, 16 decks, 116,000 tons. And where were we with the statistics for Queen Anne? Where are we? She is 113,000
I thought
tons.
they were very similar in size.
Oh. Yeah, so Ventura very slightly larger in the size and weight. They base quite a lot of ships on a very similar kind of model, and then they plonk on the extras that the cruise line wants. There's certain shipyards, like this one's from Fincantieri, I think it is, Queen Anne. So yeah, they kind of have their sort of template, if you like, and then it's quite the order book, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
even when you choose a new
exactly, yeah.
Quite stressful.
We can see the bow thruster in action there on Ventura. Yeah, I thought they were similar sizes. They looked very similar. I noticed that, annoyingly, on Queen Anne, they have quite a few suites and things that are called Britannia. That was confusing me for a little bit.
Yeah, it's the Britannia grills and things like that. That's the class.
Is that what it is?
Ship. Sorry, not cabins rather. So you can use the Britannia grill restaurants and things like that, as opposed to going in the general mess.
I think I know what class I'd probably be travelling in. I'll probably in brig class, I suspect. Down in the bilge. Peddling away, yeah.
She's got a female captain.
Yes, I saw that. I didn't read. I can't remember her name, unfortunately. I did also notice that they were quite. I mean, this would be interesting if you're tapping away on your keyboard there. I think there's quite a heavy, quite a good crew on board Queen Anne.
She's Captain Inga, I think she is. I can't remember her surname. Where is she? I did have the details on here, actually. Inga something.
With the shipmate Lisa Watts. Oh, many thanks for your kind donation. Much appreciated. If I go back to Netley now. Oh, no, it's in Netley. There we go. We've got Cunard in the distance now. She's definitely looking bigger than the other. Well, apart from Queen Mary too, obviously. Shipmate Earthly Knight 27 says, timed it just right. You have indeed, shipmates. Your timing is excellent. Ventura just backing out. Of course, I know you're going to be asking this question. Let me see if I can provide the information. Still got her bow thruster on, churning up. We get quite a lot of seagulls tend to flock around when the ships come out with their bow thrusters on. It makes a bit of Solent chowder. Churns up all the jellyfish and things that like to hide in there. Right, let's provide some useful information to all you shipmates, because that's what you're here for. Let's have a look. Ventura is off for a 4-night return cruise to Amsterdam, Netherlands, and back. That's a short one, isn't it? 4 nights.
That'll be one of those little taster kind of cruises to get people. If you're not sure, that's the ideal kind of thing. They generally happen sort of beginning of the season and end of the season, sort of April-ish and September, October-ish, to get people. Ideally, you go on one of these and you think, oh, I quite like this, and then you book another one for summer. That's their plan, but that's the perfect opportunity. You can read up and watch as many videos as you like, but actually going on a short one like this from Southampton and going across the water and to Amsterdam, and it's quite a good opportunity to actually see what you think of it, and if you fancy something.
What sort of price are those short cruises?
They can go very cheap.
So that really would be a good way to put your foot in the water, dip your toe in.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, the longer ones work out less per night, but they sort of reckon on for a bog standard cabin for a couple of people, based on 2 sharing, so there's no single supplement. They say the target amount is sort of 120 or to £100 per person per night. So, I mean, they were doing literally a 1 night, not 1 night, a 2 night. I think it was you were looking at before.
Yes,
I
you
mentioned
did.
to you they put it down to something silly like £99 just for heading over. Was that the one that was going to somewhere like Amsterdam and just finishing there? So you literally had a night on the ship and you got off the next day, kind of thing. Or it might have been 2 days. But I mean, again, it's I think very, very short like that when you only get 2 days. I don't know if you get quite the amount of time to settle in.
I would wonder that, because by the time you've worked out where everything is, you're getting off again, aren't you?
Yes, exactly. So I think 3-4 nights is the perfect opportunity. The first one I did from the UK was 4 nights. It went to Cork, or Cove, the port of Cove for Cork. It was quite nice because we had a day at sea to find yourself around the ship, and then you arrived in Cork the next day, overnight in Cork.
Well, I must say there must be some sort of music going on Ventura, because there's an awful lot of people jigging and dancing around on the top deck. I've got.
They're probably putting out the stops for the
exactly. I've got a question for you, Paul. Here we go. Actually, I should introduce you as well. There we go. Yes, here we go. Just right in front of someone's Trev Dixon. Here you go. Here's Paul. In case you're wondering who we are, there's Paul from Love Cruises. He's our cruise specialist, and I am the captain for the Solent Ships YouTube channel. Well, thank you, Roger Simmons, for subscribing. That's all getting a bit busy up here now, isn't it? Yes, someone asked me the other day about single supplements, and what, if you're travelling as a single, what the difference between a single and a couple. I don't really know, but I said I thought that it was quite a bit cheaper to travel share the cabin with someone rather than being a single.
Yeah, ultimately, yes, it is better to persuade someone to go with you and share the costs, to be honest. But ships, or certainly the newer design ships, are realising that actually there are people that go on cruises, and so especially the newer ships have single cabins on board, or suites, or single studios, some of them call them, and things like that. And then again, sort of other cruise lines that maybe don't have the most modern ships, they put a certain amount of allocation for singles, so you might end up in one of the slightly smaller double or twin cabins, but with no single supplement. But those do go very, very quickly. So if you ever do decide that you want to do that, you've got to get in there as soon as they release them, really, or you're kind of hoping on a cancellation.
I think you mentioned that before, the single cabins, when I was asking you about it. You mentioned they disappear very quickly.
Yes, very, very quickly. You get people that are seasoned cruisers that do go by themselves and spend a lot of time, whether they've been married and they've unfortunately lost their partner perhaps, and they decide, well, let's spend some money and go and visit the world and things. Then they still want to go on a holiday, and as soon as these things come out, they know what they're doing, so they get straight in and
there we go. That's the skill of a seasoned traveller there, isn't it? Seasoned cruiser.
Yes.
Looks like we've got Queen Anne just rounding. Oh, here we go. And a couple of tugs down there. Not sure which tugs we've got. A couple of tugs ready to do some. We got Phoenix and Craig Lee ready to give us a water sloop. Looks like I might have double water sloop going on. Can't see too many pleasure craft. I can see the ocean scenes down there as well, and of course the harbour masters down there. Well, we'll have a really good view as she comes up into Southampton water, especially into here where Ventura is. She'll be coming right past us here, and she'll be going lovely and slowly, so we'll get a good view.
I see the beginnings of water sloops.
Yeah. I noticed that Michel Roux of Le Gavroche fame is influencing some of the menus on boards.
They do quite like to do that these days. Get somebody, especially P&O actually are quite keen on that, is get a named, someone that we know, and like they have Marco Pierre White, who's one of the chefs that influences the menu. Ollie, I've forgotten his surname. Oh, he's the wine chap. I was going to say sommelier, but he's not really. He's just sort of famous for knowing about wine.
Modern day Oz Clark. Yeah, I know Oz Clark.
He's. What's his surname? Ollie something. I wonder how many people just said oi oi oi. Ollie someone. Oh no. Someone will mention it in the chat, I'm sure. I just can't think of his surname now. But yeah, they sort of get some people that Joe Public know, and make sure.
Absolutely, Queen Anne is now turning up Southampton water. She's slowed to 8 knots. I think it's going to allow time for Ventura to catch her up, so that they can pass together at fully deep.
Just looking at the front of Queen Anne, she's got quite a lot of, I suppose I'll describe it as forehead above the bridge. She's quite, if you've thought of it as
there's
quite a lot.
Architectural terms, I suppose you're right. Yeah, forehead. Yeah, the bridge is like you're right. So I did see a picture, and the bridge is quite in the middle, quite low. I'll give you some lovely views from above. That's one of the things I didn't like about the MSC Euribia. Unless you were in the exclusive club, you couldn't get to the front of the ship.
Yeah, that's not exclusive to there. It's there are a few ships that they don't sort of think about that part. But quite a few of the Royal Caribbean are quite nice because you can go and stand on top of the deck, on top of the bridge,
fantastic.
Sorry, on one of the wings, I suppose.
Yes, I've noticed that. Yes, someone told me there was a publicly accessible area. It's a bit blowy down there. It's wobbling the camera around a bit, so apologies for that, shipmate. But at least it's not raining, and we've got a cracking view. And I can't really see. There's one. There's one. Yeah, just one or two private pleasure vessels accompanying a.
Somebody's commented Ollie Smith. That's right. That's the wine chap. Thank you. A couple of people have commented.
Excellent.
See, they know.
Oh, good. She's coming round. We can just see the ferry, just left-hand corner of the screen there. So we've got Ocean Scene. Like I say, I'm pretty sure she'll have Cunard staff on her. And then we've got, it looks like that'll be one of the Svitzer Phoenix on the right-hand side, ready to give a water salute, and then the Craig Lee on the left-hand side. Not sure if she's giving a water salute or not. Oh, with a shipmate, Ray Bays. Many thanks for subscribing, shipmates. But we'll get a much better view as she comes closer, and I don't have to be quite so zoomed in. Let's have a quick look at Ventura. Yep, she's motoring on down.
Talking about views from the front of the ship, Ventura's got like what they describe as like a hamburger shape on the very front,
yes,
on the bow, which is the same as some of the Princess ships as well. I've been on Emerald Princess, and you could stand right at the very, very front there. You can walk round that hamburger part.
Oh, I bet it does. Yeah, it always reminds me of something out of Star Wars for some reason.
Yes.
Oh, looks like
not Star Trek.
No.
Don't mix the two up.
Shipmate, it's nice to be nice, says Tom Parker Bowles and Ollie Smith on our cruise 12 days. Shipmate Tina Burden says, I thought her captain was going to be a lady. I think she is, isn't she? Inga, someone, did you say?
Yes, I did have a picture of her and all about her on I've opened about 4,000 tabs now on my computer. One of them,
Inga Klein Thorhug. Boy, there, shipmate Darren Howell. Many thanks for subscribing. We've got dual water salutes. Excellent. What if you'll get wet? Last time I droned. I think it's one of the MSC ships coming into Port of Southampton past Mayflower Park, and you could actually feel the water salute because it's quite surprising. It's a big cloud of water. Yeah, mist. Yeah.
Mist. Yeah.
Well, the sun has come out in port. It's going to be a rather lovely evening. Yeah, the sun's out down here.
I think I've recounted before my story. I went to, wasn't Amsterdam, it was the other
Rotterdam,
Dutch port. I can't remember. Yeah, that was it. The other one, yeah, we had a water salute for a while because that was Queen Mary too. Actually, it was the first time she'd been there, and Dutch tug drivers or pilots or captains, whatever. This particular one was bonkers because he was just basically doing donuts. It's just going round and round and honking.
Yeah, it seems to be that's.
It was really
I've seen
funny.
them do that before here. Yeah, I think they have license to just have fun. I think.
Yeah.
Normally they're very slow and considerate and patient when they're towing.
Yes. No, this is the opposite.
So which way is?
And he was sort of going full speed backwards and then dunking the back end in the water and then zooming off forwards again.
We've got a southerly wind, so it's going to blow the water spray forwards. I can't even see the tugs now. They've just disappeared into grey blobs. Yep, the Captain Inga, she has been with Cunard for 27 years.
Wow. That's quite the waiting list to get your own ship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, go on then. You've waited 27 years.
Oh, there's shipmate Reading lad. He says hello. I think
somebody said they tuned in because they heard the honking. They heard the horn. So
excellent. Yeah.
Molly, that was in the chat.
So we've got where is the, there we go. Here is the Ventura heading down. Now that's water. She's currently at 14.8 knots. Queen Anne's just at 8 knots. They will meet shortly. There we go. This might help you. So this is Ventura. Queen Anne is down here. Got Alley Cat of Cows doing some sightseeing. There's the Red Eagle. And their ships will pass here at Thorley. Oh, we've got a helicopter.
I was just about to comment on that and saying if you've seen anything, or because they do like to get their first photos arriving, don't they?
Yes,
the official
they do.
Photos.
Yeah, they get some quite good photographs. Oh, ahoy there, shipmate Dartmoor Pete says, he thanks your kind donation there, shipmates. Have you ever had anyone that's not happy with a Cunard experience?
Me, on one occasion.
I thought it was you, yes.
It was. Funny enough, that was Queen Mary too. I mean, the ship was stunning and everything else, but I think they might have been having a blip at the time, perhaps, because they were just. I got there at the time. I mean, it's several years back, but I got there at the time. Perhaps I wasn't the target market, and they generally. I'm perhaps a little bit more uncouth than they would normally have on board. But yeah, there were just certain things that I expected Cunard to be the very best of the best, just because of how they're built and things like that. But yeah, I just wasn't as overwhelmingly impressed as I thought I would be. Perhaps I had high expectations, maybe, or something like that. But yeah, many reports since that people think it is amazing. So yeah, perhaps it was just me, or there were just certain things that I wasn't mad on.
Right.
Just one of them was in the buffet. They hadn't cleaned a lot of the tables.
Yeah,
and things like that. But, yeah, but I think it doesn't seem to be a common occurrence, and I've not seen any other mentions of it since. And like I say, many other people have been overwhelmed with how good it was. So, I think nobody's perfect all the time.
No, these things happen, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've certainly.
But didn't put me off. I'd go on again. Definitely, especially Queen Mary.
Yeah, most of the people I've had comments say they've all had a really good time and really enjoyed it.
Yeah. There's a lot of half decks on Queen Mary too, as well. Whether it's just the design of her. You start at deck 3 lower, and you kind of go up and cross deck 3, and then you go back down to deck 3 lower.
Oh, right, okay.
Very
confusing.
It can be a little bit confusing sometimes. You know, where am I? Where am I going now? It doesn't seem logical because you've just gone across deck 3. Now you've gone down some stairs, but you're still on deck 3.
Well, it's certainly the problem, isn't it? I the bigger the ship as well, the more opportunity to get lost. There's that heli. There's that helicopter. That's probably the best way to get some footage from a helicopter. We're a bit clearer now. Yeah, we can see the tugs now. They're out of the mist. That is. Yes, I do remember that when I droned one of the ships arriving with a water sloop. They started the water sloop, and I thought, oh, that's okay. And then it got higher and higher, and I actually had to get my drone out of the way because I thought to myself, it's surprisingly high.
Just looking at the tug on the right there, the height of the. I realise the ship's further back, obviously, but it's still pretty.
Yeah, I mean, the
high,
top,
isn't it?
I think she's 58 metres high, so that water sloop must be considerably higher than 58 metres.
There's a good comment. There we go, reflecting what I was saying. Really, Cunard isn't as prestigious as it once was, but I've only travelled steerage. Queen Victoria is so elegant. Well, this is it. I was in pleb class as well, so yeah, I think if you pay the big bucks, you get the big bucks service. That's why I was sort of mentioning earlier about the different class system seems to be in place still.
Is there much difference in price? Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
a silly question, I guess.
Yes, there is. There's much difference in price. But to some people, it's not an issue whatsoever. So, and if there is only one or two of a certain suite available, and someone can afford it and somebody else can't, then they'll go in it. If all the time they're filling it, their prices aren't too expensive, are they?
No.
So, yeah.
Well, it looks like.
I think you get what you pay for as well. You get the proper treatment and the White Star service. I think they call it still, don't they?
White Star Lines,
White Star
harking
Line.
back to the one of the old companies they bought up, didn't they? White Star Lines.
Mm.
Look, very nearly got the there we go. 2 ships on the screen at the same time. Fitz Phoenix has turned off the water salute. I wonder if that's just because they don't want to get all the passengers on Ventura wet.
I think you are going to have to invest in a Solent Ships.
Oh,
chopper.
yes, absolutely, yes.
Is it in Captain Marty's remit?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to ask him. I'm sure he'd be game.
Done it on
Yeah,
the
exactly.
simulator. How hard can it be?
Yeah, she's going quite slowly now. There we go. There's Ventura. I think Ventura's slowed as well. Yep, Ventura down to 8 knots. Queen Anne also down to 8 knots. I can show you on the map where they are. They're just about to pass each other here at the Orley refinery. This is where all the tankers are, all these orange dots. And that's Ventura, and that's Queen Anne. They will pass each other shortly. I imagine there'll be some horn blowing. I wonder if I could hear. Well, I'll put the microphone on if I hear anything. It is very windy, annoyingly, though. Shipmate Karen Travers says that the food in the grills is amazing on Cunard.
Just reading Ellie Merley picked up on one of my comments. Probably not the most PC term, pleb class, but
Yeah, you'll be like one of those MPs who we had up for halting the general public.
yes. That's par for the course, isn't it, as an MP?
And we can still see.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we'll leave
still see
there.
that helicopter buzzing around. Yeah, I think.
I noticed someone in the comments told us exactly what the helicopter
Oh,
is
excellent!
and where it came from.
What helicopter is it? Do we know? Oh, it's an AS-355. See that?
There we are. Took off from Triangle
Oh,
Lane
right.
in Titchfield.
Triangle Lane, Titchfield. Doesn't seem. I didn't know there was an aerodrome in Titchfield. So it sounds like someone's back garden.
It was. It is.
Yeah, I think Spitzer Phoenix has reined in the water salute so as not to give people on board Ventura an unintended shower.
Possibly doesn't really help Ventura.
No,
see
that's a
where
good
else
point,
she's
yeah.
going either.
Yeah, that would be an issue. There we go. You can see the 2 ships. Yes, they are. They are quite similar in size, aren't they? It is quite good sometimes if you see the ships of different size. It does make you appreciate how big some of the big ships are. You sort of don't. Difficult sometimes to get a feel for the size, but when you see them next to another ship, you go, "Oh gosh, that's quite a difference."
It's when you're regularly seeing a ship that you think is quite large, and then it comes up against something.
That's right.
Humongous.
Yep.
And you think, "Oh wow." Reminds me of Virgin Voyages going into Portsmouth. That's probably one of the biggest ships that Portsmouth have in.
Yes, I think
as
it
a cruise
is.
ship. And it seems absolutely massive. I've got a customer that I met on board Virgin Voyages, who was working on board, and he's booked onto Icon of the Seas, which is, I think, currently is the biggest in the world. And I was explaining to him, because he thought the one that he's worked on, the Virgin ship, was massive, and I said, well, this is probably about 4 times bigger.
Crazy, isn't it?
So, what? So yeah, he's got a week to explore that.
Oh, there, shipmate Leslie Taylor, many thanks for your kind donation. Oh, look, we've got, looks like an armada of ribs, small boats going down. Oh, we have got some small boats there. And ahoy there, shipmate Terry Silver. Many thanks for your kind donation. Oh yeah, there's a whole load of ribs, I would imagine. Can't see quite what they are. If I can see better on Netley cams, have a look. Yeah, it's definitely a rib. Oh, they're going to get wet. The Craig Lee tug is not giving up with the water sloop. Well, actually, imagine the people on the bow. There's quite a lot of people on the front of the ship. On the bow of Queen Anne. We're getting a slight dousing.
It's definitely a mist drifting
Certainly
across
is,
there,
yeah.
to the starboard side.
Gosh, there's a whole load of them. Look at that. It's like an invasion force. I think they must be just parallel now. I will keep an ear out, but I can't hear any hooting. They are quite some distance from where we are here in port.
I'm sorry, Ellie. I was just reading the chat. Ellie Merley, I'm sorry. I'm always going to see that as her forehead now. She says, sorry.
Are you influencing people's vision, are you?
Oops. Maybe. Oh, Cole Davis in the chat as well. Hello, Cole. Saying hello to me.
I think there is some horns. Yeah, it's very quiet. Very quiet. Shipmate Shepherd Books says he reckons the side of Queen Anne's going to be very clean. Oh, yes, certainly. I think you're right there, shipmate. Yeah, they're just passing each other now, so they'll Queen Anne will move across back into the lane. The lane narrows up after Fawley.
If they weren't wet in those rivers,
absolutely, yeah.
Be now. If they go too near that water salute.
Yeah, they're going to be soaked. There we go. We see both ships on our screen now as they are passing each other. Is your dog snoring, Paul?
Yes. Sorry about that. Yeah, obviously the new.
This is very good, yeah.
He's just turned upside down, actually, which doesn't normally happen until about 10 o'clock at night. He goes upside down and snores.
That is sleep mode.
It's early. I'll have to stamp on the floor and wake him up. No, that'd be cruel. I'll have to try and mute my microphone in between snores.
Yeah, there's a lot of ribs out there. I think we might have had a few more pleasure craft if it was a Saturday. But it's not a bad turnout.
I've become more aware of the dog snoring now. It's one of those things I go deaf to.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to it.
It'll be interesting to see if the Spitzer Phoenix continues the water salute. Yeah, she's still up on the right-hand side somewhere, so there's a good chance she will.
Great comment from Ali Kuma in the chat. However, not known about this channel before. Great job, guys. Looking forward to sailing in October.
Well, thank you, Shipmate, for finding us. And like I say, do subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And every time we go live, you'll be notified. Because it's a bit, I say it's a bit random. That's a bit unfair to say it's random. But ship movements can be a bit hit and miss. So
I think that is the best bet, especially with the notification. Then you know when something's occurring, because these scheduled changes and like
exactly,
this, yes, it was due to come in Saturday and it was changed
so
again.
And she wasn't due. She's supposed to be in port at 8 o'clock, but I think she's going to be early. So that's the trouble with ships; they're not always the most reliable timing-wise. Which, you know, can hardly blame the ships for that. There's a lot going on, weather and all that sort of thing. Other ships.
Great view from that red funnel ferry, I would have thought, right at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like all the crew out on the bow of Queen Anne. Yeah, it's an interesting design, that, having the bridge right in the middle. That makes sense now when I was reading about the different suites. There's someone called the Penthouse Suite, which I presumably that's right on the top.
It's probably to cope with the demand of people that want cabins right at the top at the front to be able to look over the bow, over the bridge, over the bow.
Oh, shipmate Harvey Allen says, I'm currently on the ship. Well, aren't you lucky, shipmate?
Well.
Still a few. There is a small number of pleasure craft out there attending.
Would have been quite something, wouldn't it, if it was Saturday and a sunny Saturday? A huge amount of craft out there. But alas,
I don't seem to do very well with ship arrivals. Things like weather always seems to get in the way. Hello, little speedboat blasting past there, trying to get out of the rain. He's got his canopy up.
Oh, you've got Cruise with Amber in the comments. I've met Cruise with Amber on a ship visit. Lovely lady. She shall forever be known as Cruise with Amber. Ironically, her name isn't Amber.
Oh, really?
And Fraser at Sea also in the comments.
Oh, there's some familiar names to you then.
Yes.
There is the tug Cray Lee providing the water salute, and the tug Phoenix is also out there, but I'm not sure if she's actually doing anything for the water salute at the moment. There's Ocean Scene right at the front. She's the local disco boat. I suspect she's full of Cunard VIPs this evening. I noticed Shield Hall is accompanying the first departure of Queen Anne, and quite a few people were trying to get tickets for it, and apparently it sold out a long time ago.
I love Shield Hall. If you've never been on Shield Hall, go on Shield Hall.
Yeah, I think you're quite right, but it's quite, like I say, quite tricky. I think tickets sell out really quick.
I'm sure you can pull some strings.
Well, I have had some complimentary tickets. I did some droning work for them a while back.
Yeah, great vessel. Just the fact that you can go and look at everything that you want to go and look at is great. Open bridge.
Absolutely, yes. So that's particularly...
Go in the dirty, greasy areas, which I know appeals to you.
Well, there's that helicopter.
I think it was quite a hot summer's day that I went, and went in the boiler room. So this is not a good idea.
It's got something like 19 boilers or something crazy. I can't quite work it out.
Yeah, you go down the stairs and you sort of hit the wall of heat. You sort of like submerging itself into a hot tub almost, but fully clothed. Just walk down the steps into this, furnace almost. Yeah, great to see.
Yeah, lots of little craft out there, people taking pictures. There's probably a few drones whizzing around as well. Oh, mine's safely indoors. The water salutes do rather scare me.
If it's not those, it's the oyster catchers.
Yes, indeed. Oh, looks like an old Sunseeker. That looks like a Hawk, something, Super Hawk, whatever it's called. There's Ocean. Is that Ocean Scene or is that Alley Cat? I think that's Ocean Scene, isn't it? The Alley Cat. Yeah, that's Alley Cats of Cows.
Dale Mason in the chat, currently sitting at Southampton. Currently sitting at Mayflower Park, waiting. Is it running ahead of schedule?
Yes,
we think
yes,
so.
I would say.
Seems
yes,
quite
definitely
a bit
ahead of schedule. Yeah, looks very smart. I do like the Cunard colour. Oh, there's Ocean Scene there, following behind. I do like the colours of the Cunard ships. They're dark hulls.
Mm.
And the red funnel, yeah, it's very
red
emblematic, isn't it?
Not to be confused with Red Funnel. It's quite a different experience.
Let's see if I can zoom in on the bow. Camera's having difficulty focusing though through all the water salute. There we go. Oh yes, plenty of... Oh, have they got their waterproofs on? There's Craig Lee. There's a Virgin cruise starting up again from Portsmouth, isn't there, this year?
Yes, doing... I can't remember exactly how many, but for a couple of months in summer. It's which ship is it? Resilient Lady, I think it is. Coming over, doing some sailings from Portsmouth, which I think is it's a bit of a showcase to get people to book to go elsewhere, kind of thing, because they're predominantly from either Athens or Barcelona or Miami. That's where they generally.
I have a friend travelling next week on Virgin from Athens.
There you go. Great. There's some amazing itineraries, and all their excursions and things seem to be more sort of crafted rather than herding a load of people with an umbrella raised in the air. They seem to be.
He was asking me about the drinks package, because it's not the same as a drinks package, is it? Like you get on some of the. How does it work? It's something.
No, they don't do a drinks package as such. They do what they call bar tab. They quite often run offers and things like that, where if you spend $300, they'll give you an extra $100. But essentially, with most cruise lines, if one person in the cabin decides to go for an alcoholic drink package, then everyone in the cabin has to. So even if 3 people don't drink, then one person buys it, then everyone else has to. So that's the thing they kind of decided with the bar tab, is you can choose to have none or lots. You can buy several bar tabs, and you can spend that on everyone in the cabin, or just
that's
on yourself.
Good idea.
Or if you meet some other people, you can get a round of drinks in and things like that. So it's quite a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it also discourages, I think that they purposely did it to discourage people from just going silly with a bar tab, with a drinks package, and just having lots and lots and lots, and having to put a cap on it and things. So you can have as much as you like, but yeah, it comes off of the bar tab, if you like. So it's just like a credit, I suppose. You prepay what you want and drink accordingly.
I think there might be some hornage going on. No, I'm not sure. No, maybe not. Difficult to tell. It's still quite some distance away, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of hornage once she comes into the view past the dockhead. Shipmate Gilly Coventry said they must be soaked to the skin. I would think so.
Bouncing across ripples and things wasn't enough.
Although perhaps the tug was in the front of them. Ocean Scene will be getting a drenching, or alley cows rather. Oh, there's shipmate Robbie Cormie. Welcome aboard. Got the red jet. Bit of an obstacle avoidance day today. Won't be long now. Queen Anne's she's about halfway up Southampton, well, 3/4 way up Southampton water. She'll be getting all ready for a first time into Port Southampton. She'll come right into Southampton past all of our cameras, past Mayflower Park, where I suspect there'll be lots of people in Mayflower Park by now.
I remember going on, it was either Ocean Scene or White Scene, one of the Blue Funnel pleasure craft, when they had the 3 queens in port, when there were only 3. That's quite a while back. And then there's another one where there were 5 liners sailing. They called it liners, but it was one of their little trips. 5 ships sailing away, and the captains of the pleasure craft are a bit cheeky. They try and get as near as they can for the passengers on the, they pay for the little fun trip. And yeah, they get a little bit too near, and they get kind of shooed away by the harbour master.
Yeah, they do like to boss around the pleasure craft.
Yes. Equally, the captain was like, "Well, I'll try and get us as near as we can to this one. I might get told off." Thinking,
yeah, you have a chance you're armed, don't you? Not that I've ever been chased by the harbour patrol.
No, especially not when there's an
No, that's not happened at all. No.
Oh, Del Sharp in the comments saying our son's on Queen Anne and he's still.
Oh, excellent! Oh, wow. There's lots of people with that. Either or. There's a couple of people who were on it, and no people. Oh, shipmate Ethan Powell said, it makes a good point. I was thinking it's a shame that Queen Mary II and Queen Elizabeth and Queen Victoria are not in Southampton all at the same time. Yeah.
I think they will arrange a rendezvous at some point, but it takes a bit of logistics when you've got 3 that are already embarked on programmes to do things. And this one's a bit late.
I suppose it's easier once they're in service properly. Shipmate Cruise with Amber suggests that the aft suites look good on Queen Anne.
They do.
I still think my preference would be an aft suite. A bow suite looks really good, but I think it's just going to be too windy and drafty and not very pleasant. I think aft suite's probably the way to go.
I think so. Very nice for sunsets if you're going the right way as well. Just to get the wake of the ship and sunset.
Even though the tug is quite a way away, we've got the water spray has arrived at the dockhead already.
Get those cameras washed.
Yeah, I could do with that. Need a bit of a wash. Got the microphone ready. No, we've got lots of water salutes. Oh, Phoenix is back on the water salute now as well. There we go. There's the two fogs. No, 2 tugs. Creating a fog. We've already got a view of the fog arriving.
Yes. Great jet of water rising over the Queen Elizabeth II terminal. Dale's in the chat again. Dale Mason saying, getting very busy here at Mayflower.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Not surprised. It was it's good timing. It's after work, isn't it? So people can probably make the effort. If she was arriving in the middle of the afternoon, it might not have been as good.
Oh, somebody else. Katie in the chat. My daughter is on the Queen Anne as 3rd engineer. She's probably asleep as she was on night watch. Well, I don't know. I bet she's got up to.
Well, I'd imagine all that hooting of the horns. I don't think she'll be asleep for very long, frankly. Heard anything yet? thought I heard a couple of bangs earlier, but I don't think it's fireworks. Got a good display from the tugs, though. You've still got a little way to go, and the wall of fog is slowly getting closer. Can't see anyone on the balconies, but then I guess there's not many people on board, just crew, I would imagine. Probably a few fitters installing things last minute. I can hear the helicopter buzzing around.
Oh, somebody else on board currently, Adrian Warner, in the chat. He's on board now, been a contractor on board for 2 weeks. It's not a bad gig.
I can hear the horns now. Yep, the horn mic is on. I'll leave that on. Oh, someone, shipmate Cat Snake Studios says they got woken from a nap by our horns.
That's a nice little memory. Jack Spence to share. Used to stand on Town Quay waiting for my dad to come off a world cruise. He worked on QE2 for 20 years.
Yeah, I suppose you would. Yeah, you'd have to be. You could actually go and see your father come back in, couldn't you, on a cruise ship?
Mm.
I've got the first glimpse of Svitzer Phoenix coming into port. Oh, and we've got Queen Anne as well now. That's Craig Lee blasting away. I don't know who's on the horn button, but they're leaning on it very loudly. Can you hear it down in Bogdan Regis?
I can't. Not over the dog snoring, anyway.
Okay, she's now coming into port. Past the Queen Elizabeth II terminal. Right behind that cloud generated by Svitzer Phoenix. Shipmate Dale Mason says we can see her from Mayflower Park now. That's right, yep, she'll just be past the dockhead, should be visible. And you can probably definitely hear her, one would imagine. Shipmate Louisa Adriana says, yes, I can hear it.
Cruise with Amber in the comments said, do we know who the godmother is yet? I don't think it's been officially announced.
I think it was.
But there is rumour. There's rumour it's going to be the Queen.
Oh, really?
Unless I've missed him.
I think somebody from Busted was on there. Would it be the naming ceremony?
Oh no, there we are. Look, miles away. Yeah. That'll teach me to Google rather than remember. Queen Anne was named at Mersey Brooks Front Liverpool in June. Should be christened on Monday. So she was christened. But...
Yeah, it did. Oh, it looks like Craig Lee's run out of battery power. Shutting down.
Oh dear.
Right, she's past the dockhead now. And we still have tug Svitzer Phoenix giving us a fantastic water salute there as well. I've got the microphone running, so hopefully you'll pick up any ship horns. It's coming right into port. Coming past all our cameras. She's got to keep to 6 knots in this area of port. Not that she was going much faster than that anyway. As you can see from, if we go back to Netnicam, you can see she's just passing the dock head. And if anyone's got family crew on board, they're standing on the front, tell them to give us a wave. Oh, someone's waving.
Frantically searching. I can't see Godmother yet.
Is that heli?
Saying it could be Princess Anne.
Oh, Craig Lee started up again with the water salute. You're wondering where the water salute is coming from. Zoom in to the responsible tug. That's the Spitzer Phoenix on the starboard side, and Craig Lee. Oh, sorry, Spitzer Phoenix on the port side and Craig Lee on the starboard side. I think she stopped hooting. Disappointing. Shipmate Ethan Powell says, I like the fact that Queen Anne's captain is a woman. Yeah, it's very good indeed. No reason why it shouldn't be, really. Oh, yes.
We'll make no jokes about reverse parking.
Well, no, she gets the first officer to do that. That's what being captain's being. That's all what captain's about. Get other people to do the work for you. Yeah, delegating.
Yes.
And that was, I was talking earlier about the harbour patrol, and there's the harbour patrol down there. He was keeping all the small craft at bay and looks like he's getting a shower in the same time. Off all that he's all, oh, he is getting a shower, yeah. He's getting drenched. Oh, he is getting, I'm getting soaked. Just coming up to Town Quay, then they'll go past the Red Funnel Ferry, past Mayflower Park, on up to berth 106, I think it was. So if you are down at Town Quay, you'll get a good view. And if you're Mayflower Park, you'll get a good view as well. Good place to watch in port, because the ships are going much slower. So you get a good time to look at them, whereas if you're down at Netsley Abbey or somewhere, they tend to whiz past rather fast. I mean, it's surprising really, even at sort of 15 knots, you don't think it's very fast, but before you know it, they've come and gone. Got camera confused. I suspect even if you were standing at the end of Town Quay, you'd be getting a bit of a soaking as well.
You definitely want your brolly, wouldn't you?
Oh, shipmate Katie O'Kilvey says there are 2 female engineers on board. Didn't we have? Didn't you say earlier that someone's? Oh,
yes.
There we go. The hall's going. That was a good blast of horns. I was trying to zoom in at the top to see if I could see where the horns were, but I couldn't see them. I was standing on top of Iona in the North Sea when it got a bit foggy. And I saw the horn. I thought, I wonder if that's going to go off, and it did. It was loud.
It's enough to make you jump, doesn't it?
Make you jump, yeah.
Not so much if you're behind it, though. I know they're obviously meant to project forwards, but I've been on ships where I've been sort of, I don't know, doing some sort of activities at the back of the ship, at the stern, and yeah, I'm sort of thinking, is that yeah, it's surprising how directional they can be, unless they're rebounding off of, you know, mountains and things in fjords, for example.
Oh, I can see lots of their crew up on deck. I can see lots of the restaurant staff and all their whites, kitchen staff. That'd be quite a thing, wouldn't it? Enjoying a first arrival into port.
Mm.
Oh, horns again. Red funnel is in the way. Good blast of horns there. It's coming.
Somebody in the chat casting aspersions, Captain. If someone said if it's not wind chimes I can hear in the background, it's ice in your drinks.
No, there's no ice in my drink. It's all melted. I have to say. I do like a bit of ice in my drink, though. Whoever that was is not wrong, but just not right today. Which cameras do I need? I need this camera. There we go. Yeah, there's the red funnel, holding stations.
Emma Nicholson in the chat says Cunard are live streaming on Instagram and the deck is dry.
Oh, really? Oh, it's dry. There's good information there. Oh, shipmate David Bell says, request a shout out to my husband Gary Smith, who's watching. He's even got me watching on my phone while I sat in the garden. Where you sat in the garden, shipmates? It's not very good weather out there, but just perhaps you're somewhere better. Off on their first Cunard cruise next September. There we go. It's quite a pretty sky out there this evening. It's definitely better than all the rain we've had. So this is the best day for a while. So this is quite good. Looks like. There's the Craigley.
Craigley's doing its best to sabotage itself by the look of that image. It's flooding its own deck.
Yeah, I think they're built for that sort of thing. They're probably not too bad.
Yes.
But yes, they do look like they're self-sabotaging, don't they?
Fortunately, it's all spilling out the side, out the drainage, but point it out the side.
Quite a pointy bow. Oh, horns again. Some more good quality hornage there. Some shipmates mauled. Shipmate, I've missed it now. Where's it gone? Jacqueline Lindsay making a point that perhaps we might have a kingship next. I don't know though, because sort of you don't call them. You tend to give the ships, tend to refer to them as ladies, don't we? So, if that would be an issue, must be some kingships there.
Yeah, because they haven't all been named after current queens, because they wouldn't have had any new ships, would they? They've all been Queen Elizabeth, Queen
Yes.
Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth.
So she's heading off now to Mayflower Park. We get to follow her for a little bit longer. Then she'll disappear out of sight. And thinking about that, she's off on her maiden departure on Friday. Which, of course, we'll be live streaming Friday. And I don't know where she's going on Friday, I've got to confess.
Did I find the first listing on the Cunard website was the 10th of May. That's not the first one at all.
Oh, really? Oh, is the first cruise a bit special then?
Unless it was within the cut-off point, perhaps for booking. But they normally can book. Let's lucky.
Yeah, so make sure you subscribe, shipmates, and stay tuned on Friday for Friday's departure, because I think it's a 9:15 departure if memory serves me correctly, and I've got a suspicion that there will be fireworks accompanying maiden voyage, because it's quite a late departure. Shipmate Diane Conway says A Corunna and Lisbon. Okay, and the Canaries. All right. Oh, I should just ask the chat. They're pretty. Who needs one of those fancy gadgets when you've got excellent shipmates in the crew?
See, that's the one on the 10th, unless she's doing the same thing. 10th of May, she is heading for La Coruña. Then
quite a few people down at Mayflower Park.
Arrecife.
Off to Madeira as well, then.
Arrecife, Lanzarote, then Gran Canaria, then Tenerife. La Coruña on the way home. That's the one on the 10th of May. 14-night Canary Islands.
Yeah, there's a couple of... I've got a shipmate who is travelling out on Queen Anne on the first maiden voyage, and he's going to live stream from his balcony. So we're going to attempt to try and connect up and broadcast and incorporate his live stream from his balcony. Not sure how that was going to work, but anyway, give that a go.
Something that you attempted before, wasn't it? You were trying to.
I didn't have I didn't have Wi-Fi, the ship's Wi-Fi. I just had my 4G, and it was fine. But as soon as it came to departure time, it just lost all data. I think it was everyone was probably calling up or on their phone or doing something, and it was sucking all the bandwidth out of the sky. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, shipmates. Like I say, if you haven't subscribed, please do think about subscribing and come back again Friday for the maiden voyage of Queen Anne. Of course, I will also live stream lots of other ship departures and arrivals during the time. I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, and you've been also listening to Paul from Love Cruises, who, if you're interested in a cruise, he'll help you, won't you, Paul?
Absolutely, yeah. You can also, if you're on Facebook, have a look for Cruising from Southampton as well. I've got a group there for advice and offers and things like that. So happy to help people on there as well. I try and man it fairly regularly. So just search Cruising from Southampton.
I think all that snoring's made your dog thirsty.
I know, sorry. That's the one good thing about, one bad thing about having a new mic.
Yeah, it's quite effective, I have to say. Oh, there we go.
To mute it in between slurps.
That is a lovely, great big LNG-powered container ship at the end there. Someone was asking earlier, because the Iona and Avia are LNG-powered. And occasionally we get some other vessels in port. So we get some container ships that are LNG-powered, and some of the Ro-Ros are also LNG-powered. So the question is, which is she going to go up to the far end and do a spin? That would be quite good. Or is she going to just dock as is. Now let's have a look, shall we? Is she port side 2 or starboard side 2? You're a betting man. What would you bet?
She looks a bit like
she's port side 2, so I think she's going to go to the far end and spin round. Well, I was going to stop the broadcast, but in that case I won't. She'll keep going because we'll actually get her to see her spin round, which is always a treat. Oh, here's those aft cabins that someone was talking about earlier, aft suites. Oh, yes, they do look rather attractive, don't they?
Because she's got a lower aft, there's not loads of decks compared to the front. You've got another sort of 3 levels at the front, haven't you? 3 or 4 decks. So there's not tons of those.
No, there isn't,
suites either. Bit exclusive.
Shipmate SST Training says where she come from. She's come from Venice. Oh, shipmate Ceres says great footage. Looking forward to join the inaugural sailing. Oh, there's a lot of lucky shipmates out there. How far ahead do you have to book to get on one of these things then?
A long way. Well, it depends on where you want to be. Depends on where you want to be and what you're looking for. If you're looking for something specific, the best thing to do is get on there the minute it opens. But the availability, literally the minute on the day. And if you are members and things of Cunard, then you sometimes get like a day before it opens to the general public for general sale. So yeah, but you can strike lucky sometimes with a late availability and things, but if you've got a specific requirement, then yeah, it needs to be got in early.
I was talking to a shipmate the other day, and his next door neighbour works for Cunard, and he gets one free cruise a year, and he doesn't take it. I said, if you'd like to transfer it, I'm more than welcome to take his free cruise.
Quite right.
Yes. Works that way.
Does he work on board?
No, he's land-based.
I was going to say, you can imagine coming to work. For
exactly. Yeah, that wouldn't work. I suppose you'd go on a different ship, wouldn't you? You wouldn't go on the ship that you work on. I suppose you'd go on a different ship.
Yes, I suppose you would. You don't. No, I'm on holiday. I don't want to be on a ship.
Shipmate Nesbit says lovely footage. Thanks, shipmates. Yes, I think we lucked out. Had good weather, clear, lots of water salutes, a good bit of honking out there. I think we all agree the honking was superb. Good loud horn, because I have noticed that on the Iona and Arvia they have very quiet horns. They're the quietest horns in port they are.
I think Cunard have got something to prove with their horns, haven't they? There's a bit of got to have a good.
Oh, is that what it is? You think?
Ship.
Yeah.
Especially after Queen Mary's got one from the original Queen Mary.
That's right. Yes.
One of the whistles from Queen Mary, the original. It's got the bell on board.
Well, I think there's
Queen Mary. I think I've got a photo stood next to it. It's hung. The ship's bell is hung, looking over the atrium, on one of the balconies.
Shipmate John McCallum is watching from Helensburgh, which is just across the Clyde from Greenock. Oh, here we go. You can see her swinging now. This is quite nice. We'll get to see the other side. We haven't seen the other side yet, I suppose.
Filthy dirty.
Yeah, it hasn't been painted yet. Still got chaps swinging around and pieces painting away.
I was just imagining all the cabin stewards and things. They've probably been spending forever polishing the glass for the arrival, and then you've got all that seawater sprayed in the air by the tugs, and they're probably livid. Cleaning those balcony windows for a week.
I did notice on which ship was that? I don't remember. It might have been Iona or it might have been MSC Ribia, that there was water nozzles on the windows in the sort of public areas that were below the sort of waistline, that were washing them so that they were constantly clean, which I thought was quite clever.
Yeah, they have quite often have like a little crane type thing attached to the side. Not even a crane, but a contraption attached to the side that goes round and water jets everything off. It's quite clever, but yeah, I suppose it makes sense to put some jets somewhere, doesn't it?
Because the salt does dry and make things really smeary. So Queen Anne is now at the upper swing grounds. We have a quick look at the map. There we go. She is at the upper swing ground. Oh, tell you what I could do. I could show you the past track. There we go. So she's going to swing around here. They have a swing round, but you could ask. I think people asking where she's came from. And if we look here, she's come all the way from Italy over here, round Italy, Sicily, past Gibraltar, round Portugal, way up to Southampton. And we don't see her for this small patch around here, where she goes around Bramble Bank and goes out of view. But I should be rectifying that problem soon with a new camera.
Oh. There's a debate going on.
Oh, is there? What's the debate?
A raging debate about whether it's whistles
or no.
horns.
No.
You started
whistles or horns. Well, my feeling is it's a horn because Shield Hall definitely has a whistle. She has whistles and horns and one of those things that goes whoop whoop. But I don't know what you call it. The whoop whoop. I always feel when you hear that it's about to drop a depth charge on something.
Yes. Ellie Murley makes a good point. There were whistles when they were steam powered.
Yes, I think that was. I was about to say that, but I didn't want to put my foot in it. So I shall endorse that statement. Shipmate Topsy is watching from mid Wales. Roll on June 7th. Oh, I take it they're going off on a cruise there.
Somebody else with a member of their family on board. Nige Grist says our son is on deck 5 at the front, part of the lighting setup crew. Welcome home, son.
It's I get quite a lot of people watching with children on board. So she's just spinning round at the upper swing ground, and she'll be mooring 106 berth, which we won't be able to see, unfortunately. I keep pestering Marchwood Sail Club to see if they would like to host a camera, but they're not keen, which is a shame.
If anyone knows someone that knows someone, need them to.
Yeah, there's a few people that know a few people, but it seems that they think it's a privacy problem. They don't want members being zoomed in on, but try to explain that I'm not actually that interested in sailboats, so there'll be no danger of that. Shipmate Sarah P. Lane. Not sure I like you, shipmate. She's watching from Barbados.
I've spotted that. Oh.
Could have done with a bit of that. Yeah.
Have you blocked someone again?
Yeah, block anyone who's from somewhere where the weather's better than is here.
There's some.
Shipmate Ben Crommy is from watching from the Isle of Wight. Looking forward to going on Queen Mary 2 in November.
That's practically.
Shipmate Ben Joyce is working on Queen Anne in some point in June, July. Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it, shipmate? You'll have to get up close and personal. Shipmate Simon Coy says, which tracking app do I use for my map screen? You're on about this one, aren't you, shipmate? I use something called a Vessel Finder. There's a website and also an app. And the reason I use Vessel Finder is because I actually supply AIS information to the website, and because of that I get premium subscription for free. But you can get a free subscription. You'll just get adverts and all those sorts of things like you normally see. But also I can track the ship for the last 7 days, which is really interesting. Whereas if you have basic membership, you can't. It only gives you the last 24 hours. So it's got some advantages.
Talking about ships tracks, there were some things occurring when ships couldn't sail due to COVID. There were ships doing interesting things with their track. Like I think one of the Virgin ships spelt out Virgin.
Oh, really?
The logo or something.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, I missed that. Oh,
it's amazing. Go back and look at the track. It was like, oh wow. Or it might have been Ahoy or something like that they use as their sort of greet you with Ahoy.
That's the sort of thing I would do. The sort of thing I would do is the navigation officer and then get in trouble for it.
Yes. Yeah, they couldn't do much in the way of picking people up, and they had sort of months to kill at sea. So
do you know why? Yeah. Do you know why they often still steamed around? Because they would often come into port and then go out and drop anchor for a bit, and then they'd steam around for a bit. They wouldn't just come out and do it. Well, there's two things. One was they only make water. They're not designed to collect water from shore, so they make water on board, and they have to be moving to do that. The engines have to be running. So one thing is making water, and the other thing is emptying the black water tanks.
Yes. To be more than 12 miles from land.
It was dropping off and picking up, basically.
One before the other, hopefully. It'd be a terrible mistake.
Oh, shipmate Alex Band has the right idea. He says, love this while I'm working from home. Excellent, shipmate. I think you've hit the sweet spots there, being paid to watch the Solent Ships live stream. Oh, and look at that. Queen Anne is now just started her spin.
Seems to have missed the quotation marks on working from home.
Well, we all work from home, I'm sure.
Yes.
I had a very busy day today working from home. There we go. We get to see Queen Anne give us a little pirouette before she disappears off to 106 berth and departs on Friday for... Again, I don't know. We think it's Northern Europe, don't we? Yeah.
Yes. The way she was headed down there, I thought she was going to spin anti-clockwise, but she's sort of gone to the left and then...
There seems to be a general preference for spinning clockwise, but occasionally you do get one that spins anti-clockwise.
Wow. Depends what side the steering wheel is on, I suppose, isn't it?
Could be. Shipmate sail with Gail and Mike says, great coverage, Captain. Well, they sail on Queen Anne in June. And we are looking forward to the naming ceremony at our home city of Liverpool on June the 3rd, a week before we sail. I did think about going up to the naming ceremony and having a look. Because they are doing quite the celebration, apparently, from what I was reading. Bound to be fireworks and all those sorts of things. So maybe I will. I'll see what.
They've had several years to save up for it, haven't they?
Shipmate Andy Buckley says she's off to the Canaries for a maiden voyage. No, you don't understand. I know. Neither do I. Google doesn't understand.
No.
Shipmate, the timeless child says anti-clockwise just doesn't feel right. Ben Joyce says he thinks it's down to conditions and pilot preference. Yeah, I'm putting it down to pilot preference. That's what I think. I think some of them just fancy going the other way.
Well, that's Pilot Steve. He always goes anti-clockwise. He's got to be awkward. I wonder if someone's got a name for themselves. Have to be different, don't you? Always clockwise. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth was 2010 that she was built and in service, so fair while since the last ship. Decent amount of time to save up for a party, isn't it, for the launch of this
one? Shipmate Graham Jackson says that it can be port or starboard depending on the rotation of the props, known as prop walk. That's a good point, shipmate. I suspect she's got more than one prop, so that probably won't affect it because they normally go in different directions to cancel out prop walk. And she'll have there'll be azipods anyway, so you just vector your thrust in the right direction. Ooh, what clever stuff.
Very clever. I watched a video on azipods when they not first came about, but the first time I sailed on a ship with one, I think. And I thought that's actually
a very clever idea. Yeah, it makes the cruise ship's a lot more manoeuvrable than something like the large container ship, which only has one prop. But yes, they would suffer from prop walk horrendously. There's normally a sign up in the bridge, and it tells you which direction the prop is, which way it's propped. Because if you suddenly lose power, the ship will make a hard turn left or right because of which way the prop is. So, it can be an issue.
I think that's to do with that. It reminds me of that incident in the States.
Yeah,
the bridge.
Yeah, in Baltimore. Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. As soon as they lost power, she started heading to starboard.
Yep.
Yeah, you often see it's in port. I don't know why it's in port. They often, well, I suppose, if you lose power at sea, it doesn't really matter. You just float around for a bit until you fix it. But yeah, you've seen quite a few videos on YouTube of big ships in port, especially container ships and good ships, where they all of a sudden they go right or left and hit land, and it's because of that. It's because of the prop walk. Shipmate Travel Daydream says, any rumours as to when we might see the 250th Cunard ship?
They keep very quiet with these things, don't they? I think. It's the fact that it was 2003 for Queen Mary, 2007 for Queen Victoria, and then 2010 for Elizabeth, and then we've waited 14 years. So I wouldn't imagine it'd be too soon. There's nothing that I've seen in the order.
No, so it's likely to, like you say, we probably wouldn't hear anything for a number of years, unless they're businesses.
I think they keep a small fleet for a reason, to keep it a bit more exclusive, and they've got their sister brands, P&O and Princess as well, that they sort of do the mass market. So I think they try and keep it a bit exclusive by having not too many ships.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense, and it probably is a more limited market than the mass market.
Don't want to encourage too many ruffians, do they?
Shipmate Holy Ship says that there's a crane on the move. Yes, there is a crane on the moving. It does alarm me how quickly those things move. Straddle the big cranes. Just to see Ocean Scene. I think that's Ocean Scene, the bottom right-hand corner of our picture there. I'm sure that's probably full of Cunard staff. When are we off on our ship visit? Is that next week?
The
8th, it is, isn't it?
Is it the 8th and 9th, or is it 7th and the 8th?
Paul and I are visiting. Is it motor vessel Sea? Is it Sea Spirit?
I think it is Sea Spirit.
Yeah, motor vessel Sea Spirit, which is an explorer ship. I think that's what they call them, isn't it? Explorer class. She's down in Portsmouth, and Paul's managed to work his magic and wangled us a night on board and a tour, and hopefully all up and down the ship, all around.
Absolutely. They've got, I know when they're sailing, they've got an open bridge policy, so generally for passengers. So it's not a huge ship, so it's designed to be pretty sort of open and accessible, I think. So hopefully that'll be one of the things that we get to see in perhaps some of the other areas that you expressed.
Oh, fantastic! I wouldn't mind a little trip to the engine room or something. That was actually when I went on that ship in where the prison is, Portland. I can't remember what the ship was now. It was Holland America. Yeah, we got to go to the bridge on that one and shown all sorts of things. It was really interesting.
Yes, I've forgotten you'd gone on that. It's not often around, the Holland America. You don't generally see them coming to the UK, or not for visits anyway.
Yeah, the food was excellent, and the particular thing I remembered was the chef had personally butchered and smoked his own bacony starter things. They were little strip. Well, it was more on the mousse bouche than the starter.
Is that on the menu?
More on the mousse bouche. Little bits of bacon that he'd cured himself, cut, butchered, cured himself, and they were cured in smoky and bacon and maple syrup. And they're just hanging up these little sticky, crisp things. Oh, delightful.
I remember the photograph you sent, actually. I remember wondering.
Well, yeah, exactly, yes. Yeah, you would wonder. Because they were sort of hanging up like a little wardrobe of dolls' clothes.
Strange analogy. Eat my bacon, dolls' clothes.
Shipmate Damien Shire says, why is she not getting named at Southampton, her home port? I don't know.
It's her spiritual home, they say.
That's where Cunard used to...
because Cunard and, all that kind of stuff. So, although Southampton might be seen as her home now, it was Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's what they say anyway. I seem to remember I sent you the going back to the ship visit. I sent you the programme, and there was a bit that appealed in the programme, which was 2 hours of open bar.
Well, we're assuming that it's open bar, not the bar's open.
Yes, we need to translate this. Need to get clarity before.
Actually, is it an English? Is it a British company? I don't.
Poseidon Expeditions is
Poseidon.
Company.
What? Isn't there a film that's similar?
Yes.
It doesn't sound like the best name for a cruise ship company.
Fortunately, we're not leaving port.
Although I thought we were going out on kayaks and things.
I'll watch. I'll spectate.
Oh, you can hold the camera then.
Yes. I'm far too unhealthy and unfit for that sort of...
Oh, there, Shipmate Merv says, great coverage and commentary. Thank you, gents. Thank you, Shipmate. Hope we've at least entertained and given you a initial viewing of Queen Anne as she arrives into the port of Southampton for her first time ever. Departing on Friday off to the Canaries at 9... I keep saying 9:15. Why don't I just check? I'm pretty sure it's 9:15. Let's just check so I don't give you incorrect information. But if you subscribe, you'll be notified anyway. Yes, 9:15 she departs from down this end of the port, and I'm thinking there'll be fireworks. So now I've got my outside microphone working. We can hear the fireworks this time.
Somebody asked for clarity earlier of 9:15 a.m. or p.m.
Yes, 21:15. Yes, at night time. That's a good point there, shipmates. Yes, no, that's a very good question. That was a good point, well made. Yes, 9:15 at night. Hence it's dark. I think that's. That's why I think there's fireworks, because otherwise they would tend to leave 6, 7, or 8. But it's, as you can see now, it's almost 20 to 8, and it's getting darker out there. It's not actually dark, but it's darker, but it's too light for fireworks.
I've seen daytime fireworks that are powdery kind of affairs. Actually quite effective, yeah. Sort of, similar sort of procedure to launch them and stuff, but a bit like flares, I suppose. Not flares.
Yes. Emergency flares. Yeah, they'll be the same. When you're sinking, you shoot a flare up into the air. Shipmate, I've lost it. Sorry. Oh yeah, shipmate Annabelle Daish is from Ireland. She's hi from Ireland. Shipmate, Lisa Williams says she's not going to the Canaries on Friday. She's going to La Coruña and Lisbon. Oh yeah, sorry, Spain and Portugal. Then there we go. My mistake. The thing is, I'm not going on Friday, so that's probably why. I don't know.
Page in the comments as well. Cost me a fortune watching this. I ended up booking a cruise on Queen Anne for next year.
Oops, sorry about that, shipmate. Absolutely, yeah, definitely. If you do, hang on. No, sorry, it's not worth. I was going to flash up your advert, but I haven't configured it. But yes, if you are interested in a cruise, get in touch with Paul, who's been accompanying me with the commentary here from Love Cruise. He's particularly good at booking cruises from the Port of Southampton. That's your sort of specialty, isn't it, Brill? And where can they find you?
Yes. www.lovecruise.co.uk, and if you put a / Solent Ships at the end of it, I'll know you've come from Solent Ships and look after you.
Yeah, I think there's actually a link in the description. So, yeah,
there is. Yeah, or you can go on, have a look on Facebook for Love Cruise, or if you particularly want to cruise from Southampton, go on Facebook and look for cruising from Southampton.
There we go.
That's a little page.
I particularly like cruising from Southampton. It's a great way.
Me too.
Obviously, I'm in the port here. I could be from my front door to the bar with a rum in about 45 minutes.
Even less time sometimes. I timed it once from one of the Royal Caribbean. Were one of the first to start the check-in and everything from your phone and on your device and online before you got there, and I timed it from closing the boot of my car, having taken suitcases out, to being in the buffet was 14 minutes.
Crikey.
14 minutes. Absolutely fantastic.
What time of day? What time were you boarding? Normal time. Wow.
Normal time, but done everything online, and you literally got there and showed them a QR code from your phone, and the bit that took the longest was going through security, but even that was a breeze.
I think the bits I found the longest were just walking up the gangplank and walking through the ship to my cabin. It was
yep. Yes.
Excellent.
And that's the thing, because you write off, if you're going on a plane somewhere, you can write off the first and last day, really, can't you? Because you're packing and going to the airport, or waiting for your taxi, going to the airport, then you check in at the airport, then you wait for the flight, and the flight's delayed, and then you fly there, and then you get off the other end, and you've got a transfer, and you get to your hotel, and before you know it, it's dinner time. So that's day one.
You're definitely right, yeah.
But if you're going to Southampton, you're on board within an hour, and your holiday started straight away. So that's the thing that appeals to me. I've done 19 cruises from Southampton now, I think.
That's quite.
And 2 fly cruises. So.
It's quite a lot of cruising there.
Not enough.
Excellent. Well, thank you all, shipmates. Thank you to all those new subscribers, and thank you to all those, of course, are subscribed anyway. Friday will be the maiden voyage of Queen Anne, with, I'm imagining, fireworks, and that's Friday evening, 21:15. Shipmate Dawn Page says, that long to get to the bar. Yeah, I know. My my cabin was right at the back and the bar was right at the front, so I must have spent 20 minutes walking to, dropping my rucksack off and then walking back to the bar.
And it's one of those days that you're wearing your heels.
Oh yes,
so it's going to take long.
Yeah, so thank you to all our subscribers, the Patreons, PayPal donors, members of the channel. I see we had a few members today. That's much appreciated. And I'll be a lot more broadcasts coming, because I've looked through the schedule and I noticed there are quite a lot of ships visiting ports at the moment, starting to hit that busy season. For instance, on the 4th of May, we've got 4 ships departing: the Iona, Embassy Virtuosa, Arcadia, and Ventura.
Excellent.
Anthem of the Seas coming in on the 10th. Queen Anne's back in on the 10th as well. So that 10th would be quite good. We've got Anthem of the Seas, Britannia, and Queen Anne on the 10th.
Last time Anthem will be coming in for a UK season for a while now. She's off. We'll have Independence of the Seas back next year. So, yeah. If you want to get on Anthem of the Seas, let me know. I can put you on this season.
Let's see what I can sort out. Seven Seas Splendor. Just looking through the ships and seeing what ships are coming in. Azamara Onward. I think I've seen that one before.
Nice.
Silver's.
It's one of the sort of ultra luxury.
As Silver
smaller
Spirit.
ships.
Is that Seven Seas? Is it Silver Spirit? Not sure. Seaborn Sojourn. Oh, that'll be off the Isle of Wight somewhere. Interesting. Excellent. Right, well, I think that's probably the last see. Okay, shipmates, maiden voyage, 9:15, Friday evening, likely with fireworks. You've been listening to Paul from Love Cruise, and I'm the captain. And with that, I shall sign off, and I shall see you later. Until next time, shipmates.
Mm-hmm.